Chemistry Room Fragrances is the perfect addition when elevating the vibe of any space. Whether if it's your home, car, or office, and something needs a quick refresh, our room fragrances provide that beautiful burst of fragrance with just one quick mist. Shop now at www.chemistryroomfragrances.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at Chemistry Room Fragrances. Chemistry Room Fragrances. Smells so good. Hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, girl.
You are back. You are just here once again. First of all, I really appreciate you so much.
Of
Life
course.
be life, and it's all good.
Yes, girl. Of course. Of course. Of
So,
course.
first of all, thank you so much for sitting here and joining me. You were just on here 2 weeks ago, and you're here back
Yep.
once again. First of all, I love that eyewear. It looks familiar.
Uh,
Absolutely love
Thank
it.
you.
Girl, no problem. So, first of all, how are you doing? How was your day? What's been up, sis?
Okay. You know what? I am doing my best. I am doing my best.
Oh, we're gonna
That's
talk
how it.
about it. We're gonna
No,
talk
because
about
let
it.
me tell you. Let's get into it. So I I was listening to something and they were just saying how we always say, "Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good." Da, 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 da. Like, just say how you feel. Like, girl, I'm doing my best right now. Like,
No, but that's honest, right?
like I don't want to lie. Because I think we got into this comfortable thing. Like, I'm good. I'm blessed and highly favored. I am
That,
fearfully and wonderfully made. I am favored in the Lord. Oh, this is a joyous day, girl. I'm doing the best I can.
and that's a real answer. Okay.
Okay, how are you doing?
We're gonna unpack all that. Like we're gonna unpack all of it. So I'm gonna welcome everybody back. Hey everybody, it's Camille as the host of the Speaker Podcast, the podcast where innovators and creators connect. First of all, we gotta shout out our girl Samantha. She had a baby girl, so that's why she's not on tonight.
Yay!
So I don't have kids, but I heard with newborns, it's a whole thing going on with the
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
yeah, and Cameo, she had a personal emergency, so we're sending our prayers to her and just
Yes.
giving her peace of mind that she gets her rest and gets through that situation. And she'll talk about that on her own later if she chooses to do so. But moving right along. So I do want everybody to just make sure that you know that my sweatshirts and hoodies are here with the GBM collection. You can go right now and subscribe and catch that merchandise right there on my website and use the coupon code GBM15. That way you save 15% at the checkout. Amazing stocking stuffers. I also have my Amazon storefront. So all of my favorite items, you can grab it there, as well as my digital holiday cards available on my Etsy page. So enough of the plug. We're gonna hop right on in.
I am loving the plug. I love everything about the plug. Okay. I still have to get my Good Black Men Exist shirt. I have to get that.
Let me
And
know so I can slide you a coupon code.
yes, and we gotta get that Good Black Women being existed.
You are crazy. Okay, I gotta remind myself who's on the show. So it's
I ain't gonna cut up too bad today, Cam. I
no,
ain't gonna cut up
I
too
mean
bad.
because this is the last live of 2022. So
Yes.
we're just gonna have a whole girls' night, okay?
Let's do it. Girlfriend.
Okay, speaking of that,
Uh-huh.
I gotta talk about Michael for a minute.
Yes. Oh, R.I.P. to one of the illest to ever do it. Y'all, Michael Wiley is the William to our girlfriends. Okay? Like there will never, ever, 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 ever be a Michael or the William to our girlfriends. Like you go ahead and unpack it. I'm gonna give my 2 cents in a minute.
So when I say Michael was like the most supportive person, I
Oh
don't
my
care
God.
who were selling shoestrings and ink pens. He would have supported it. He would have reposted. It was just he was so genuine.
Yes.
He was selfish. There was no motive to him.
Mm-mm.
Kind, funny. I just remember like
Ooh, girl, don't make me cry.
I
Please don't make
might,
me cry right now.
but I just that one hurt. It wasn't
Listen.
like I was sad. That one hurt. I went through the phase of being angry, sis. I was mad. I felt like it was unfair. After we would get off the 5 a.m. call, then we would turn around and call each other and talk because
Yeah.
we were quarantined. So we would
Right.
talk all day, text all day. Then we might, of course we were doing our work or whatever, but then something could happen. They'd be like, oh, guess what happened? And then
Right.
before I go to bed, other than praying, he would be the last person I would talk to at night. And we would literally be on the phone, like cracking up, laughing to all hours. Like, and it was just my friend. And
Yeah.
when he left here, there was a gap for like a couple of months, maybe 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
Whitney, I didn't know what to do with myself
Right.
because there was such a space, a gap. It was quiet,
Right.
just because accustomed to the phone calls, the text messaging, the constant conversation, and then to have that space no longer filled, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. It was it sometimes it still does seem surreal. I am so glad like when he was going through what he was going through. Remember I told you I texted him and I had sent him that I had sent him that meme, the girlfriends, and he was like, "We need, I did not know how much I needed this," and it was like
But we didn't
that
know at the
we didn't
time.
know, and I am so glad that I I sent that to him because you never know. So okay, so I don't know if you know the story of Ray Singleton and Rod Singleton, the young lady who passed of cancer. She was featured on Ellen.
Yes, I saw
Okay,
that.
so
Yeah,
he did a post because he buried Roz last week.
yeah.
He did a post. He was like, tell your people you love them because the last time could be the last time you see them.
Hmm.
And just thinking about that text message that I sent somebody, like, I'm glad it was on some, bro, I just want to let you know that I love you stuff. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
And because you just never know. Like I'm tapping into this thing now where it's just like, you know what? Ain't got time for no angriness, no anger, no angriness, no bitterness, no any like if it's holding me back, I gotta let it go. Because
good
life
vibes
is so
only. Yeah,
yeah, life is so precious, life is so beautiful, life is meaningful, and
yeah,
it's like and thinking about like Ray Roz's death,
yeah,
it's like wow, like
yeah.
come on now, like come
I
on,
totally get it.
but
And then
but Michael would
what's
there would never be another Michael ever.
never, never. It was just like with him, um, seeing the memories pop up on my social media,
Hmm.
especially like this time of year, like today, our last lunch together popped up today on my Facebook.
Wait,
And
was
I
this
was
the
like,
Atlanta trip?
yes, and I was like,
Oh Lord.
oh, I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Oh gosh.
And then just seeing certain things that pop up, like our Atlanta trip when he and Lisa were hanging out and we had that weekend, and
Yeah, he had a time that weekend.
it would never be another trip like that ever in life, ever again, ever. Keyword, option word here is ever. Okay. Like
Oh God, messing up my brain. Okay.
it was like the chaos, the catastrophe, and then the laughs, all of it. Like, and I still have the pictures from that Airbnb.
Oh gosh. Oh
The
gosh.
whole that whole weekend is just it would ever be one in history, like one of those friends weekends that I will never forget. Like
Right.
so
Right.
that
And
mhm.
oh, I'm sorry, Kim. Go ahead.
I was just saying, and I still have all of our text messages.
Yeah.
And so last week, you know how you're going through your phone and you know how it'll push the ones you don't use at the bottom.
Yeah.
And so when I started scrolling because I was cleaning out my phone, all of like our entire text history, like And I started reading through and I could hear his voice like in the text.
Mm-mm.
And I was laughing, then I wanted to cry, but I couldn't. But it was funny because that boy was crazy. The stuff
Man,
he would
Mike was amazing. Like,
say.
I just love the fact how, and first of all, shout out to Mark Coley of TNCBA
Yeah,
for connecting us with, just connecting us, because connecting you and me and Lisa
yeah,
and Sam and Cameo, like it would be no girlfriends
yeah.
without Mark actually joining us. But I remember that conversation remember we was on Clubhouse, and Mike was
Oh
like, you
yes,
gotta remind yourself who you are. You are Whitney Bleep Bleep Victoria, okay? And you better, and I was like, you know what, Michael, thank you so much for reminding me of who I
yeah.
am. And it just felt
He's
so
a,
good to have a
yeah,
man, that didn't want anything from you, like a true, genuine brother, like pushing us, supporting us,
yeah.
like in everything that just, and really showing us, what it's like to be supported, like from a man in a non, sexual way, or like he was like that sisterhood, brotherhood. He is that, and I just love Michael. Like, I wish I was in Atlanta with y'all that weekend, because
Girl,
baby.
you would have. I don't know. I don't know. Cause the way somebody was treating me, you probably would have.
might had to
I,
might had to be at Clayton Cove.
I'm just saying, like it takes Lisa for her to tell her
Side of the
side of
story, yeah.
that right there. I was like,
Yeah.
I know I have the Holy Ghost because I was like, oh me,
Oh
I might have
gosh.
been in Clayco with
Oh Lord.
you.
Oh Lord. But and going back to Michael,
Yeah.
it just goes into friendships, right? Like, and what's so crazy, Michael and I, we have never met in person. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? And it was just that, yes, like, oh man, the forever William to our girlfriends. And shout out to Reese Ponder. Hello, Reese.
what's
Thank you for checking
up,
in. Look at
Reese?
me.
Yes, yes. That's my other sis. I wish she would hop on this live with us, but she probably like, no, I can't.
Come on,
But
Reese.
it's just like, yeah, that was just an epic time in life, and I'm so appreciative. I know you
Definitely.
asked me how I was doing. I'm gonna be honest. So earlier this week, I was like really fighting some discouragement, and first of all, I thank God for my pastor, Pastor Mark, and shout out to FCC. What's up, y'all?
Hey,
And just the word he gave on yesterday, it really just shifted everything and kind of snapped me out of it, because you know how you can face some things and deal with some things, and it seems like it's been going on for a while,
yeah,
and at first you're like, oh, I'm good, but that thing will start to wear on you, and you're like,
girl.
and I was there, and I was really like, I don't know, guy. Like maybe I should rethink some. And but that word came back around, was like, no, like stay the course, blah 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 blah, boom boom boom, and it was good. So
Yeah,
definitely helped, kind of like give me that boost. So
yeah, yeah.
so
That's always good to have that word. And then when that word hit, when you're going through something, and now when you feel like, oh, that was for me today.
yeah, he was really all in my business, like for real. I was like, oh,
Like,
okay.
sir, you in my business? You in my business?
Right, yeah, stepping on my little toes. I was like, "Oh my god!" And the reason why I say that, because sometimes, particularly as women, we want to smile and just, and as you say, coast through things, and
Mm-hmm.
everything blessed and highly favored. But what I call mascara therapy, where we put on the lashes and we put on the lipstick and we put on the lace front or whatever we're doing to cover up what's really going on. And I'm using the term mascara therapy. But after putting the mask on, in reality, we got to pull that off and unpack it and deal with it, because I think sometimes when we put on that face, it's actually making it worse.
That
If that
part.
makes sense.
Oh
So,
yeah, most definitely. Um, because I've been that person. Oh, I'm great. I'm fine. I'm okay. I am so blessed. Everything is great. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that I'm at a point now. No, if I'm not good. Today was a day. I'm trying. I'm doing my, well, I'm not trying because, trying to cuss word, but I'm doing my best. How you feeling? I don't know. I'll try again tomorrow. And it feels so good to be, because like when we telling people, oh, well, we good, you lying to yourself, and then you start to believe that lie, and you're doing things that you say you're good, but in actuality you are sinking in the lie that you told. Even if it's like, I'm like, you had a bad day, but you tell somebody I'm good.
Right.
You It's like, and I know we have to speak things into existence, but we also have to be real with ourselves. Like, you know what, I am not good right now, but things can get better. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So with that being said, do you feel like when you lie to yourself, you're also lying to God? Because if you're supposed to tell God what's really going on, how can he fix it if you don't really tell him the truth? Even though he knows, but you have to verbalize that, right?
Okay, so boom, I watched Transformation Church today, and the season was called Cuff to Cap, right? Meaning, like, was talking about lying, like literally just talking about lying. And he talked about from like big lies to even like little, white lies. And even, and how he was saying today, he was like, when you stressed out and somebody's saying, how you doing, like, oh, I'm good, I'm blessed
Right.
and highly favored. He's like, you literally just lied, like you literally just
Yeah.
lied. And it's
Yeah.
like, how can God help you when we're really lying to ourselves? Like, it's
Right.
okay to say you're not doing good today. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Let me just get this together and go from there. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Like today, I was gonna say, Kim, I'm good. I'm like, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, I mean, so and Reese, you can hop in if you want to and get this encouragement, sis. I'm extending the olive branch to you tonight if you want to. We'll be glad to have you as a surprise guest. Just let me
Yes,
know.
girl.
Because we don't want you to just that, because that's my other sister friend. And I have to say this about Reese. So I met her as, well, some know, some don't, when I was in the Navy, and we just clicked off the bat. Like off the bat, we just absolutely clicked. And from then on, it went from her just being my shipmate to she became my sister, my friend, to my sister in the Lord. And
Mm-hmm.
so when that relationship went to that level, I was like, wow, because in the military, you can't always talk to everybody about God.
Right.
Sometimes you feel like you're by yourself. But this was somebody that, I could talk to her about the Lord with. We had, similar experiences and backgrounds. And then someone like, if we wanted to pray together, read the Bible together, we could do that. And it really felt like, wow, this is somebody I can connect with.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
just have to give her kudos just because she was one of those type of people. I feel like she was like that person I got connected with when I was in the military. But going back to what you said as far as being honest with God, I think that's really important because we out here faking the funk, you
That
know,
part.
and it's always like, oh my gosh, we're smiling, trying to be happy, but like you said, blessed and highly favored. But how can God really step in and fix it when we don't even really verbalize like what our issue is? And I
Right.
think that's like the main point of that. Um, I do want to ask you this question.
What's up? What's up, girl?
So, I'm a nerd. I like to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so reading, and it was talking about particularly with Black women, like we're so loyal, we're so supportive. So I want to ask you, do you feel like our loyalty is that our downfall as well? It's our strength, but do you think that's actually also our downfall?
Oh, I can definitely see where loyalty can be a part of our downfall. But I think that when you get to a point in your life and you see that loyalty is causing you to shrink in areas that you are supposed to grow in, that's where it takes that maturity and that walk to say, you know what, this loyalty, I can't be loyal to something that is not aligning me with my purpose or in with God. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I
Was
think
that good? That was
yeah,
good.
because
I hope y'all
we hear
wrote
this
that
phrase
down.
"ride or die." We hear the phrase "ride or die,"
I rebuke that term. I
and I'm
rebuke that
like,
term.
yeah, but I'm like, we hear it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're literally dying, right?
That part.
Crashing
That
and
part.
burning, child. Like, and I just feel like, well, how long are you gonna keep going on in this situation or relationship or whatever when it's really taking everything from you to where
Hmm.
you don't even recognize who you are anymore?
Hmm.
And I think we can
Been
all
there.
attest to say, um, we've all been there and done that, but sometimes we do it and Is it like, are we really trying to be loyal, or is it a worth value situation?
I think it depends, right? Like, I think it depends on the situation. Like, you know how we say, oh, these are my A1s, my A1s or day ones, however that same going.
Mm.
And I think sometimes it could be comfort, because a lot of times your A1s and day ones are not challenging you to grow in areas, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. Like, the people in your circle should be challenging you in those areas. And if you are constantly the same, and there is no change, then there is a problem. Either you are loyal to the fact, or either you are loyal to your comfort. Either you're going to be loyal to your comfort or disloyal to your victory and where you're supposed to go.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes I stay longer than I should because at that time in life, I didn't really realize my true worth or value, and I
Hmm.
kept feeling like, well, if I stay, they'll see me for who I am. They'll see my heart or whatever. But
But
in
did you see
reality,
you though? Did you see you?
that part, and we hear terms like high value man or whatever, and yeah, financially he can afford you, but but does he value you?
Come on,
And I
come on.
think because we have these lists of this, that, this, he's got to be this tall, he has to look this way, he has to make this much money. Okay, so financially he can afford you, but the question is, does he honor and value your worth?
Mm,
You
mm.
know, and I
Can
think
he
that's the
can
bigger
he
question.
cover you? Can he protect you? And not only protect you, and not only cover you and protect you like in the flesh, but spiritual wise. You get what I'm saying? Because I mean, what's the we wrestled against flesh and blood out here. His principalities out here. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, evangelist.
Come on, I listen, baby.
No,
Your sis been through some things, so it's like what.
look, when you're ready to tell that, let me have the exclusive interview, please.
Cam, you know what? You might have to we might have to talk next week, Cam.
Hey, hey, we can talk offline and make that happen.
You know,
I'll give you a special intro and everything.
we're gonna
But no,
play Akon, Cam. We're gonna play Akon, Cam.
I'm locked up. Stupid.
Oh Lord. Okay, let's get back on track.
No, we need this. Oh my God, that's funny.
Oh,
That is funny. Oh
the
my,
comments are rolling in. Okay. Okay.
yeah, I'm here for it. Like I'm trying to get back on track because we could actually venture into that, and I'm trying to steer us back around.
Then let's stay
So
over here.
okay, so you're a mom and
Mm-hmm.
raising young man to be a boy,
Mm-hmm.
and what is your standpoint on at some point he's going to get a girlfriend, he's going to get married, and I see this a lot when it's time for him to become a man and have a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Some moms have a problem of letting go because somewhere subconsciously their son has become their surrogate husband.
Mm-mm.
And it's
Mm-mm.
and what who and it's like no matter what girl or woman he brings around, the mom is always finding a reason, finding fault, not giving the young lady a chance. And
Mm.
so it gets to a point where in some situations the son is having to choose between his wife and
Mama
his
and the
mom.
girl.
Yeah.
That is so crazy to
And the
me.
girl is not happy because he's a mama's boy, whatever, and trying to please the mom. But where at some point do you stand up and say, hey, mom, I love you. You're gonna always be my mother, but this is my wife.
That part. That can I try? It's my turn.
Yeah, this is all you. I'm just kind of
Okay,
setting this up
so
because I don't have kids.
so I'm already praying for my son, and I'm already praying for his wife.
Mhm.
Um, and my son is not my surrogate husband. He is not my boo. Now I do be calling him my wealthy best friend, because that's my wealthy best friend. Ellis is a little boss, okay? Um, but I pray. I don't feel like I will be that mom. Because my prayer also too is, I say, God, I pray that Ellis is better than both me and his dad in every area, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially. And just the teaching him things that my parents didn't teach me. Granted, my parents did the best that they could with what they had and what they knew at the time, because basically, this was their first time doing it. So I'm learning from my parents' mistakes. I am, tapping into gentle parenting now, actually listening to my son, instead of just overreacting about stuff like, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And then when you ask a kid that, and when they sit back and think about like, dang, I really did that. I didn't even have to do that.
So what
Um,
is gentle parenting? Because I've heard this terminology. Again, I'm not a parent. And
right.
I'm attempting to kind of stay in the loop, so I'm not totally just dumb to everything. But what exactly is
I'm gonna
gentle?
give an example. Okay. So back then, you better go wash them dishes before I get home. That. Now it's like, can you wash the dishes when I get home? Or if the dishes are not washed, why didn't you wash these dishes? Because I think it's listening before you react instead of reacting before you listen. If that makes sense. And Sarah, goodbye. This is real. Yes, Candy. For Candice. And I think it's more so of giving our kids voices, because it's, you better do this or you better do that. Da, 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 da. Like now, I listen to my child. He is 6 years old. Like I told you last time, I asked him, I was like, how am I as your mom? And he said, Mommy, I think you fuss too much. And I was like, oh, dang.
He
Let me
said
change.
that.
He said that to me, and I said, and so I said my piece. I said, you know what? I apologize for fussing. I said, but I want you to do your part. I said, when mommy says something to you, I need you to listen. I said, I don't want to have to tell you 2 and 3 times. Like I need you to focus, and I need you. And you say, okay, mommy. Now he is doing better, but he still have his moments. And I'm not saying that I'm like super mom all the time. Because sometimes I'm like, boy, what are you doing? And then I have to, son, why did you do that? Why?
So do you think some moms take out some of that aggression
Oh
because
yeah, they be taking out
of
aggression because they probably mad at the spouse, they probably mad at the daddy,
yeah,
they
yeah,
mad at
and I was
work.
getting to that as far as that, and I'm not condoning that at all, but I'm just kind of wondering like some of these different
Mm-hmm.
aspects, and so then when he grows up and he does meet someone, he's like, oh, I want to marry this girl. Now she's like, now he's leaving me like the dad, and it's like an emotional trigger, and so now
Right.
she's
And
attacking.
that has to stop. Your
Yeah,
For those situations like that, your son is not your man. Okay?
say that again, please.
Your son is not your man. And granted, I know we have this thing to where, I'm gonna take care of my mom and take care of my dad. Great. And I'm looking forward to doing things for my parents and my bonus parents. But that's not our obligation.
Mm,
Our obligate their obligation is to raise us, to the best that we can be. My obligation is to raise my son to the best that I can, to the best that me and his father can, right? And to teach him the way, and doing it better than our parents taught us. You get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
doing it better, and just in every aspect, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, like because I didn't want him to take the route that I had to take. You know what I mean? And making life like, no, he gonna get it out the mud. No, he's not about to get it out the mud. I am going to help him and elevate him so that he can do the same thing for his kids and the kids' kids and the kids' kids after that. Granted, he's going to work for it, but I'm going to help you in that matter. Because all this, well, I had to work hard. I had to work hard these years. Da, da, da. No, I rebuke that spirit. That's why your child is acting the way they are now. That's why they don't want to come home. I want to always be a safe space for my child. So that's why I am the way I am, because we talk about uncomfortable stuff. Like, did anybody touch you? Or no, mommy, well, why do you always ask me that? And I explained to him why. And we have to have these conversations because we live in a different time. We live in a different time now. So circle back around. Your son is not your husband. Your son is not your boyfriend. Your son is not the man that's going to be doing everything. Like if he chooses to do it, that's okay. Like girl, my son will get stuff like get the bags out of the car for me. I don't even tell him to do that. He
Hmm.
opens my door. I don't even tell him to do that. Like he puts up, like I don't even tell him to do that. I just let him do his thing. So, and I think that's good. So when he gets older, he don't have to worry about no woman doing anything for him. I don't want
Right.
to raise a man that has to be catered. Don't get me wrong. I
Hmm.
do treat my baby to luxury. Okay.
Yeah.
He'll get his little pedicure. I'll be like, son, you want a massage? I definitely, give him a massage because I
Yeah.
think that he should be taught luxury as well. But he is going to understand the fact that a woman is not your maid. A woman is not your mother. You guys are partners, and you're going to help and elevate each other. And then, as he get older, we'll dive into those conversations, because I'm not raising no build a bay.
That's my word.
I am not
I'm
raising no
so
build
not
a
for
bay.
like, yeah, exactly.
I ain't raising no build a bay. I'm raising a man who's going to be an asset to his woman.
I love it. So, as you are in the world of content creation, and
Mm-hmm.
we're always being told different strategies. Since I was kind of pushed to be in front of the camera more,
Mm-hmm.
um, I've had people, particularly some guys, were like, "Well, oh, you can go viral faster on social media with your podcasting if you take more pictures like this, more suggestive, or you shift your content more this way." And so we see other young ladies doing it, and that's what you do. That's what you do. But over here, that's not what we do. So
Right.
I just want to know your take on
First of
women
all,
that lean on their sexuality as a success strategy.
first of
Not
all,
the
men,
brand,
can
not the
y'all?
brand, not the talent, but you leaning on your sexuality, your prowess, you know, as
Okay,
your pitch for your brand.
I got you. First of all, men, can y'all stay out women's business, please? Stop telling us what we need to do. How about that? First and foremost, if you are not being a supporter, and letting me operate in my authentic self, please do not tell me what pictures I should take, how I should look. Don't wear makeup because you look better without makeup. Don't do that. Please don't. I've been wanting to say that for a while. If you are not
Hey,
helping
it's
us,
the last
if you are
live of
not
the
helping us
year.
elevate,
Oh my
everybody does
god.
not have to take off their shirt, show their boobies, show their behind. Everybody does not have to do that. Okay. And that may be their strategy, but my strategy is purpose, and my strategy is God, because there's a message behind my brand. Okay. My goal may not be to reach the millions of masses. My goal could be just my purpose is probably just to reach the mothers who are insecure about their bodies after having a baby, to the businesswoman who doesn't know how to do like a styling, or everybody's audience is different, and it's okay. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I mean, I've gotten some things because I was cute, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't lean on that.
I mean, but there's women out here that they're leaning. I don't know who that is, Facebook user. She said, "Come on, sis, get out of women's business."
Period.
That's
Get out
got to
my
be
business.
Cameo. I think that's Cameo.
Right. Get out my business. But I mean, well, Cam, everybody is different. So some women do that. Like, I don't have I can't speak on anyone else. I just know what I'm doing. And I think that we just gotta focus on our own lane, like being your own true authentic self. Like, how the person said, if you do this, your podcast will go further. Baby, you don't know what God has lined up for me. Long as I'm being consistent, long as I'm showing up to my brand, long as I'm, doing what I'm supposed to do, that is the strategy.
Yeah, my response was, "That's not what's for sale over here." Yes, I have merch, I have product. I was like, but that's not what's for sale.
And hashtag get out my business. Don't be in my DM telling me how a strategy talking about I need to take pictures like this,
No, it wasn't no
sir.
DM. This was somebody told me in my face. I
Well,
was
sir.
like,
Well, sir, if you want to be, if
wait,
you want
what?
to be a publicist, just say that. But you ain't gonna be mine.
You on one today, sis.
And is
You are in rare form today. Not today,
girl. That
today.
thing, that thing, that thing did
It
a
vexed
little
your
something in
spirit.
my. That thing did a little something in my
It
spirit.
vexed your spirit.
Sir, the audacity, sir. Where did you buy this audacity from to tell me as a woman what strategy to do for my business, about my telling me how I should show my body? Sir, have several seats, respectfully, and may the peace of the Lord be with you.
Lord. Like the old people say, blessed Jesus.
Blessed Jesus.
So another topic, because we're unpacking everything from 2022.
Let's
Those
go.
those just tuning in. This is my girl, Whitney Victoria. And she was one of my panelists for Heart and Soul 2021. First of all,
Yeah,
that conversation was everything with you
so
and the
would.
girls. Yes, my fellas came through too. Racondius, he
They
held it down. He
did.
really did. It was really, really good. So one of the things that really, vexed my spirit, these guys coming for Russell Wilson. I was
Oh, child. What girl? I
like,
wish I had some wine. I just got an
calling
empty
him a simp.
glass.
And I was like, he's a good dude. Like, he take care of his family. He's taking care of his family. I'm like, what is it with a man that's responsible, loves God, he respects his family, he respects his wife, but yet he's labeled as a simp? And I'm like, what?
It's my turn.
Yeah, yeah. But I want to kind of just give some layout because I really
Mm,
feel like, especially for those of us that are, faith based or whatever, believe in God, safe, whatever you want to call it, sometimes there can be other narratives, I'll use that term, that can
mm-hmm.
sway different groups of people to where the messaging, oh, like this is it right here, when that is not the case. And what can be trending or mainstream or popular, just because it's popular doesn't mean that it's right.
Ooh,
I'll let you go from there.
I can speak now. Okay.
Yes.
So I think that today's world is so comfortable with dysfunction. They don't know what true covenant looks like. If you
Mm,
are a believer, if you are a believer, there is a standard for covenant. And that standard for covenant has been broken, has been played with, has been it has been tampered with to the point that the dysfunction looks normal and the actual true covenant looks funny. You know what I'm saying? And and marriage is cool, but marriage is covenant, and a lot of people don't understand covenant. A lot of people go into marriage like, yeah, it's gonna be da da da. We're gonna da da da. No, it's an actual covenant. If you are a believer, now if you're not a believer, I can understand how you don't feel that, to understand the true aspect, to understand the aspects of marriage,
yeah.
coming from a Christian standpoint,
Yeah,
because
it's been like
people,
hashtag relationship goals. And it's like, this is not a social media thing. This is not a social
that
media
part.
thing. This is, like you said, a covenant. It's for life. This is
Based on
legal.
somebody's
It's a
views,
legal
because
entity. It's a legal
yeah, it is
entity,
a legal entity.
but it's also a spiritual entity as well.
That part, that part. And like I said before, based on someone's views, like if you're a believer, then the idea of covenant should not match the idea of the world, right? So to the world, Russell Wilson is a simp because he loved his wife. He taking care of his wife and she's loving him and they're doing all that. Like, that would be, to them, that's a simp. But they I mean, a lot of people operate in dysfunction. And then and to a lot of people, dysfunction is normal. And they don't understand. So I wouldn't expect the whole world to get what he doing, because it ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
Jesus and covenant ain't for everybody, and it shows.
I always said that dysfunction is so dysfunctional. It's spelled with a Y, and not an I. If
Mm-hmm.
you look at other words like disproportionate, disease,
Mm-hmm.
those type of words, the DIS words, but dysfunction is spelled DYS.
Exactly.
And that's how, and I'm just like, I never thought about that. And I think what is so important is, even in the dating phase, like, I love Bishop R.C. Blake.
Oh,
And
shout out to
I
Bishop.
love him, and he's always saying, when you're dating, you're getting data, you're getting information. Um, and
Believe
that's,
what you see when you date, ladies. Believe
yeah,
everything you see.
yeah, and that's the time you're asking questions, and not just that, but also observing, how does he act when he's angry? When
Mm-hmm.
he's sad, how does he respond? Does he have anger management issues? Is he punching walls? How is he talking to you even when he's angry? When he's upset with you, can you can you two have a disagreement, and but you're not belittling each other? You're not
That
going
part.
below the belt? Or something I told you in confidence, and now that you're mad at me, you're gonna take that thing and weaponize it against me in this moment because you're mad or and feeling away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to forgive? Like, after we've had the disagreement, how do you act after that? Is it awkward, or
Yeah.
are we really good and we're back to, okay, babe, let's move on? Like, I
Yeah.
think these are all the things, the different sides. And then also throughout the year, because this time of year people have seasonal depression. Does he
Yeah.
get seasonally depressed? how does he act in the springtime? Is he feeling frisky and he's like, oh, babe, we need to take a break because it's springtime and it's almost sundress season. But then you want to call me around September 1st because now you back on cuffing season, and
Mm-hmm.
so you really have to evaluate and just observe him day to day. How does he treat people around him when he's out to eat, the server?
Yeah,
Is he lying on his taxes? Is he a scammer? Like integrity, character.
that part.
So I think, and then, women are like, well, I didn't know he was crazy or I didn't know this. Well, did you take the time to find out?
Girl,
Just
let
think,
me
oh,
tell
he's fine, he's fine, he's fine, and he's driving. Push all that to the side. I use the analogy of a package, right? Pretty bold, great wrapping, pretty, smart. Ooh, but let's take the lid off. Let's take out that tissue paper and that bubble wrap. What's in the box?
you. Mm-hmm.
That's my number one concern. What's in the box?
That's good. That's real good. That's real good. I people show you who they are. I think when you're so fascinated with the person, you not you, but even men and women do it. You know what I'm saying? Um some of the like the red flags be reading. It's just like you're just so fascinated with the person. And also too, how you were just talking about if we get in an argument or non-judgmental observation is key. That is really really good. I don't know who that is, but that's really good. um but I do, you know, Toby, I don't know how to pronounce it. He's the rapper Toby Nwegwe. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but him and his wife Toby and Fat. And I remember I heard them, they were talking about something, and he was like, it's not about being right or wrong, it's about being on one accord.
That
Can you
part.
be on one accord? That's my take on that.
That's Dr. J. Hey, girl.
Hey, Dr. J.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I just definitely I agree with you on that. Sorry to cut you off, sis.
No.
Yeah, I think what we're kind of say, ma'am.
Don't nobody want anybody. And don't
Man, I almost want
DM
Rico to
me.
get on here. So we have a lot of offline sidebar. We're gonna get back on topic, but sidebar, I have so many like offline conversations with Rico. And like this morning we were back and yeah, I
Pull
gotta
up
bring him
Recondius.
back. Now I
Recondius, I
had
need
him
to pull
on,
up on you in Atlanta. I need to pull up on Recondius.
yeah, so I had him on Heart and Soul last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it just now just dawned on me. I've never done a one-on-one with him.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
I need to do that. I need
That's
to,
gonna be real good.
yeah.
They ain't ready for that. The people ain't ready.
Mm-mm. Speaking of going back on topic as far as boxes, no, observing, seeing what's going on, different times of the year, different situations, different perspectives. Um how does he talk to other people? How does he treat other people? Yes, sis, I totally agree with you on all of those things. Very important,
Mm-hmm.
super
Mm-hmm.
important. And another thing I think is important is um for me, this is not negotiable. Are you saved? Do you have a church home? What's your relationship with God like? And I don't mean seeing me Christmas, Mother Day, Easter. Like, what is
Right.
going on, sir?
And
And
that's
I,
absolutely okay.
yeah, I just feel like that's got to be a foundation. Like that foundation is a must. Just because there's a lot of weirdness going on out here,
Right.
and you got to have those checks and balances because you're screaming at me or telling me, "Oh, you need to submit," but what are you submitted to, sir?
Who are you submitting to, sir?
Yes, that part.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Okay, I want you guys to stay tuned. I will be hosting For the Love of Camille, where I will get together 10 eligible bachelors to see who will fight for Camille's love. Coming in 2023. Stay tuned.
I hope that was a joke. I really do.
This is gonna be so much fun.
You're joking,
You
right?
guys can email me so I can get the panel taken care of. You guys can email me at collab@whitney-victoria.com. I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys. Okay, resume, Camille.
You're joking, right?
Nope. Now if I get these emails, I'm gonna see who's trying to holler at my son.
Wait, wait a minute. No, you're playing for real, right?
For the love of Camille. Hashtag for the love of Camille. This is so dope. It just fell in my spirit.
Oh, don't put that on the spirit.
It just fell. Looking for
No.
eligible bachelors, where 10 bachelors will be fighting for the love of Camille S.
Whitney Victoria.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna laugh that one off. Okay.
Camille, I will see if I get some email.
You know what?
Oh, I'm gonna put it on TikTok too.
My pastor might be watching. We're gonna go right on to the next question because you're. Oh my God! I don't even know how to respond to that.
One of the contestants might be in the church, child. I caught it off guard, y'all.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to think like, what was my next question? And I'm usually really good with my questions, but when
Yep, you are.
maybe I need to run a commercial. I'm stuck. I'm like, okay.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Okay. Help me, God. What about when you're in a relationship or marriage? What do you feel like are extreme red flags? Like you have red flags, but what are some that you're just like, it's like, like what is an extreme red flag to you?
Oh goodness. Being not communicating. What's it? Not communicating. Like you feel like you're hiding yourself. Like all of those can lead to can lead to detrimental things. That's why I have a friend, and she's dating someone right now, and she was just saying how they're in the process of wanting to go to therapy together, and I was like, oh my God, I love that, because they were already talking about their future together, and I love the fact that he's like, let's do this, and they're understanding and unpacking each other. Nothing is wrong. They're just taking a deep step into understanding and impacting and learning each other, and I'm like, dang, like it would be great if so many other people have done that, before, and think about all the relationships that could have been saved, because when they get together, in marriage, something happens and it's like, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
we ain't, listen, this new generation, we ain't our grandmas and no more, baby. We ain't our grandmas now. Listen, Earl had a family up the street, and Shirley and Barbara knew about it. Now, baby,
Oh my
we ain't
God. It will be
we
like,
ain't
hello,
them.
Barbara. This is Shirley. Because
Hello, Barbara. This Shirley.
so
Baby,
back when our
we're
grandmother,
not doing that anymore.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, relationships can work past that. If both people are working together and truly genuinely putting God first, if God is who they serve. Um, if God is who they serve. And I think too, things happen too because their partners become their master with them not knowing it. And sometimes God had to be like, you know what? I'm gonna show you today.
because isn't there? I mean, of course, there's your husband, but and I'm asking for the general,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um, I guess, consensus of single women. Isn't there like a line where that's your husband, but don't make an idol out of him?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. Like God, your husband, then your kids. You know what I'm saying? God, your husband, then your kids. Because I think so many times because I've done this, you focus so much on the man that you are forgetting the one. You get what I'm saying? And sometimes the one I have to show you. And so we can't make spouses can't make each other their idol, but also have to respect the covenant.
Oh
And if you're
yeah,
not a believer, you probably wouldn't understand. This ain't Bible class. I can't
that's
get
the,
back
that's
up
the
that.
punchline of the night. If you're not
That
a
part.
believer, you probably wouldn't understand.
You probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah,
Because I had to understand it too, being new to marriage. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like me and my husband had to unpack a lot of things because a
yeah.
lot of things that we did not talk about, before marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a marriage, and but we didn't understand covenant until after we've gotten married, until after we had to go through some things. You get what I'm saying? And I'm
Mm.
not saying that you have to go through things in order to, no, I am not saying that, ladies or gentlemen. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I'm just saying it's a covenant process. Only now if you're a believer, I'm talking to those. To everybody else, no disrespect, I don't know what else to say, because I'm talking from a place of covenant, because I haven't always understood that,
Yeah.
because my parents were not married.
Hmm.
I was looking at relationships, from a total different, because I remember telling myself like I don't want to get married. Like I mean I remember telling myself that, because I remember asking my dad like, do all guys like do can one man really be, really asking those
Hmm.
things, so from a covenant standpoint, God, your husband, your kids, and then together.
So when you first got married, what do you think? Two questions. First question is, what was something you wish that you had known that somebody didn't tell you? And then two, what was your hardest adjustment? Because it's one thing you were dating, but when you are officially
Mm,
married and being at home together every day.
um so I'm trying to think. Not that someone didn't tell me. I think I wish that. Oh yes, that's good. Mercarius is in the comments preaching tonight. Okay, his cash app is. I'm just like, I think that it should have been. We should have done um therapy in even in the counseling in the dating process, not because at the time we were dating something was wrong, but just to get a better understanding, because when you're dating, you're in love. Oh my god, I love you. Oh my god, let's do this. Let's stay up 3 o'clock in the morning talking on the phone. You know what I'm saying?
You sleep.
You sleep,
I'm
you
sleeping.
still
I'm not sleepy, sleepy. You
right.
hang up. No, you hang up.
You wake up in the morning, it's 8 o'clock, you still on the phone. I'm about to brush my teeth and go to, like, that's
Phone
all cute.
died.
That's
The
all
phone
cute
has
and
died.
everything. Right. That's all cute. But like you said
Yeah.
before, how are we going to handle these hard times? How are you with this? How are you with that? I know a lot of times people do premarital counseling, but people should also do couples counseling, like while you're dating. You know what I'm saying? If you're with somebody and like, okay, we are planning on like getting married, like even though you guys have like set a date or haven't been proposed to yet, there should be some type of counseling. And things don't have to be bad for a counseling. Like I just told y'all about my friend who's dating someone, and they're having to talk, get into the serious relationship. They are preparing to go to counseling. Not because something is wrong, because they're going to understand how to really unpack and understand each other, for the long term. So that's one thing that, you know, um, I would have loved to done now. Looking back on things. And what was the other question, Cam?
Oh, before that, my question behind that is not even just couples counseling, but individual therapy. Like,
Oh,
were you doing therapy on your own anyway before the couples therapy? Because
so yeah, I
a lot
started
of
doing.
guys, particularly black men, don't do therapy.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're really thinking about being married, I get it. We're doing couples therapy, or premarital counseling, whatever you want to call it, together, but
Hmm.
individually
Yes.
counseling,
Yes,
because he
I
may have
agree.
issues or traumas or issues communicating or trust issues. And it's like, whether if we get married or not, are you working on that?
On yourself.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I was going to therapy first. I actually was going to therapy because I was stressed out at my job. I was so stressed out, and I was bringing it home.
Hmm.
And then of course we got into that. But shout out to my therapist. Like, baby, I have come so far. I went from nooking if you booking to, like, you know what? That's just who you are. And I'm in a space that I have to allow you to be who you are. And I'm going to back up while you do so.
Hmm.
And I love that for myself. And I've also learned to give people grace, but give them a grace over there while I stand back and allow
Grace
you to
over
do
there.
you. Yes. grace over there.
Grace over there.
Allow you to be who you are. But since you are who you are, I'm no longer in that space where I can tolerate who you are or what you do, but I will love you and be gracious to you from afar.
I like that. And that's
Yeah.
the space I'm in right now because I've gone, and because we talk offline, there are some
Hmm.
situations where I've been like, let's talk about it, let's reconcile, let's work it out, and I've attempted to extend the olive branch, and I've been met with uh what's the word I'm looking for? Combativeness,
Hmm.
defensiveness, not being listened to but not heard.
Hmm.
And it just got to a point where it was like I had to pull back because I'm gonna love you from afar and give you grace, but I'm doing so from afar because
Yeah.
it was really toxic to me. It wasn't a great, and it wasn't a romantic relationship for people wondering. It wasn't that,
Right. Right.
but it was just like, and these are people that are supposed to be so close to me, but for me to continue to push to be seen and heard and validated and listened to, and I'm just fighting for to be present in the space when it's obvious that that's not the case, then I was like, wait a minute. I love you and I love you, but I'm gonna have to love you from over here.
That part.
And since doing so, my mind has been so much clearer. Like the
Mhm.
clarity is on another level. Um, Peace, you know, there's a different and there's levels to serenity. In the place I'm in now, it's really good and really having time to explore more about Camille and what she wants and things she
Right.
needs and desires, because for so long I was putting everyone else before me,
Yeah.
making sure everyone else was okay. But it was like, wait a minute, Camille, hey, are you okay? And once I started having those conversations with myself and realizing I wasn't okay, I went through a phase of where I was angry, I was upset, I was irritated. And when I started unpacking that, um, I started to realize, yes, I felt the way towards them, but I was angry at me because I didn't stand up for me.
Yeah.
And because I was um, shrinking my voice to let someone's voice to come into my space because it tied back into the acceptance deal.
Mhm.
And once I realized no matter what I do, you're gonna beat me up, so to say. It was like, no, take all of you, broken, bandaged, hurt, whatever. Come on, Cam, let's go over here.
Yeah.
And when I did that, wow,
Hmm. We have to be our own advocate. You know.
I had to learn that. I had to learn how to advocate for myself. And when I started advocating for myself, it ruffled some feathers. People
Yeah.
started feeling away. But then I got to a place where I didn't care.
That part.
Not in a mean way, not in a vindictive, vicious way,
Absolutely. I get it.
but it was like I learned that I needed me. And that's when I was like, yeah, I'm liking this. I'm liking this space now.
Hmm.
So
I'm
my
so proud of you.
thank you, boo. So and we're starting to wrap up. But my man, we need to do a part two. But my second question to you was something you learned after you got married and you physically came together, like be in the house every day, coming home. Because at first, couple what they call the honeymoon phase, but that wears
Hmm.
off.
Hmm.
What was something that you realized, like after getting married, because you both had your own spaces, but then getting married and coming together? What was that whole thing like that maybe some people don't talk about?
I ain't gonna like you all the time. We see on social media. Oh my god, I just love him. Oh my god, everything is great. We're taking pictures together. We're going on vacation. It's vacation. You be like, boy, if you don't get his trash, or and I mean, that's just how it is. But even in that, you have to like I said, going to therapy and counseling, understanding the bigger picture and understanding covenant. Granted, we may like Toby and Fat say, we may not agree all the time, but it's about being on one accord. And I've also learned after I'm getting married to not losing myself, because I lost myself in marriage. Being a wife, and being a mom that I was neglecting myself in so many areas. Um, a lot sometimes, when women have babies, dads, are dads, but they still get to go out and live their lives. And sometimes it's just mom, just, with the baby. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, now, like I said this before, I'm in my reclaiming my time phase, you know, taking care of Whitney, focusing on Whitney, because if I'm no good to myself, I'm not going to be any good for anyone else. And I'm in a stage now of learning to be a good steward over my marriage, my mom, being a mom, um, our house, my office, just learning to be a good steward, because at the end of the day, none of this stuff don't belong to me. My husband don't belong to me. He belonged to God. My son don't belong to me. He belonged to God. This other stuff don't belong to me. It belonged to God. God is just allowing me to be in it at this moment. So I am learning to be a good steward. I learned that from church. I'm trying to implement what I've been learning from the Lord, from the pastor that the Lord speaking through him. So that's where I am. To not to, lose myself, and to get myself back. In the words of Maxine, just reclaiming your time.
I love it. I absolutely love it. This conversation has just been great. I definitely, I know we had other ladies that would come on and life happened, whatever, but I definitely want to do a part two to this conversation in 2023, Lord
Yeah.
willing. Just because, first of all, the hashtag grace over there, I love that.
Grace
Um,
over there. Matter of fact, let me write that down. Matter of fact, I'm writing that down right
I love
now.
it. And I'm gonna put that as far as probably one of the top comments, or bars on the speaker podcast for 2022. Also, something Rakondia said last year that I've been repeating, when we talked about bringing ourselves into the room, and he made this comment. He said that he had to learn to bring him all of himself into all of himself into the room and allow everyone else to adjust. And I love it because sometimes we come into a space and we want to adjust and shrink according to what's going on around us,
I've
because
done that.
we feel like maybe it's too much,
I've
or,
done that.
will they accept that part of me, or whatever the case is. It's like, no, this is me, all of me, love it or leave it.
Yeah, I was like, why you so extra? No, girl, what? Not girl or guy. Why you not? Why are you not extra? Okay.
So yeah, I think for myself and just my presentation, um, because I get labeled as, oh, she's mean or she's stuck up or whatever. But then after you meet me, it's like, man, Kim is cool. I'm like,
Hmm.
but I already knew that. But
That
it's like
part.
I can't control what narrative of you've
Uh,
created of me and my,
Absolutely.
and it's just like, can you not put labels on me or people that you see just because of how they enter a space? And I made this comment on Clubhouse, particularly with women. We're so hard on each other.
Yep.
Um, you see, particularly Black women, see a sister walk in the room, already sizing her up. She thinks she's and it's like, you don't know what she went through that morning to just get up out of the bed to get through that door for the day. And we have to really stop putting these labels or narratives or what you think, because in reality, is that really her, or is that a reflection that you're projecting onto her about how you feel about yourself because you have self-esteem or confidence issues? And I really think that's something that we really have to, um, look at or consider, because when you're projecting onto someone else, it may not necessarily be that other person. Maybe that's something in you where you don't feel comfortable or confident in, and so now you're projecting that onto that person when it's really you.
Absolutely. I think women women need to give women the same grace they give these men.
Because I don't really see guys. Not to say it doesn't happen, but I don't really see guys doing that to each other.
Right. And if they do, I mean, if they do, they probably won't even say it. Like, women need to give women the grace they give these men. And women also need to be nice to other women and not intentionally hurt other women.
Yeah, and I could
That's
be
a that's
wrong.
that's a
Yeah,
whole topic for another day.
yeah, I could be wrong, but to me, I would think, at least in my observations, men kind of fan out over each other low key. Like if they do see a guy that's like that guy,
They'll
they're
be like,
like, they kind of fight,
yeah,
like, how can you put me on, or how did you. And I wonder if that, and fellas, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just how it looks to me. Sometimes that men kind of have like a what called man fan.
oh yeah.
And
I
I
think
just
it's
wonder
cool.
if that's true or not, because it just seems like when they do see a guy that's doing it, they're more apt to ask him, "How did you do it? Can you put me on?
Yeah,
What did you do?" Versus it's the opposite with women. So I just wonder if that's true or not. But that's just my observation. So
that should be a good poll too.
yeah, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
So as we begin to wrap up, this is the last live of 2022. Crazy, right? So people
Mm-hmm.
are like, why is this the last live? Well, let me tell you something. Cam is tired mentally. I need a break. I need a sabbatical. I have poured out so much to you guys this year with these interviews, graphic design, posting. It's just a lot. And so I did the sabbatical last year. And when I did that, I realized how much I needed some time just to kind of reset, recharge. Now you'll still see us on social media and things like that, posting or doing some recaps or whatever of certain things. But as far as lives, I think it's so important for us to take a break, step back, and to recharge, to decompress, to reevaluate and reflect. It's very important to focus on your three B's: your brain, your brand, and your body. And just for me right now, that's what I need. So I'm gonna see you guys in 2023. But yeah, after this live tonight, Cam is she going on timeout. Seriously.
A well deserved break.
Yeah, thank you. Did hit a milestone. We hit 7.5 thousand downloads of the speaker podcast. We're still on the road to 10K. So we are continuing to push. I am going to start releasing the digital streams out there. So you guys start looking out for that soon. So, Whitney, first of all, I want to thank you just for hopping in and joining me on here tonight. And before we step away, a couple things. First of all, let people know where they can find you on social media, and then maybe like 2 or 3 points as we begin to wrap things up as far as from this conversation or throughout the year, and where you can be contacted on social media.
Okay. So let's go with some takeaways from tonight. It's okay to give others grace while you're right here and they're over there. Hashtag grace over there. Also, in the words of Aunt Maxine, take time to reclaim your time if you haven't already done so, or if you're not already working on that. Um, Third thing is just be honest with yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, God can't bless who you pretend to be or who you not be authentic with himself. If God can bless who you pretend to be, and He can bless you if you're not authentic to yourself. God already know anything, but when you like really get honest, like with God, like God know, it taps into a different type of clarity, taps into a different type of blessing. It just taps into it taps into a different type of better. And I'm working on it day by day. And so yeah, like I always like Pastor Mike always says, progress, not perfection. So yeah, and you guys can find me on Instagram at I am Whitney.Victoria. You can find me on Facebook, Whitney Victoria, but I am more active on Instagram. I am on the tick of the talk at the Wit Victoria. And you guys can follow me, connect with me. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And also an exclusive, Cam, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, we have style. We have the Style and Grace podcast with Whitney Victoria launching in 2023. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that journey. It's a long time coming. So yeah, y'all connect with me. And also hashtag for the love of Camille. For all inquiries, please email me at collab@whitney-victoria.com, where 10 contestants will fight for the love for Camille Essick. Coming 2023.
Negro, no, you did not. Just do that again.
I'm waiting on my emails to blow up. I'm looking forward to this.
Bruh. You are not doing this.
This is so much fun. Yes, I am.
Whitney,
I was so excited.
ma'am,
The spirit laid that on me. I don't know if that was the spirit or my flesh.
I think it's your flesh. Alex, I'll take flesh for 300. What is
It's
man?
gonna
No
be
man.
fun. I'm looking forward to it, Cam. I'm looking forward to it. I'm
We
gonna ask
gonna,
Khalil. I'm gonna ask Khalil to do the graphics.
no.
And thank you all for joining the Speaker Podcast. This is how you wrap up the last show of 2022, man.
With some tomfoolery. Man, first of all, thank you everybody for tuning in. Be sure to go to Good Black Men Official and get this hot merch right now. Be sure to use the coupon code GBM15. You can use it across all merchandise. My Etsy store is available where you can get your downloadable, digital, cultural friendly holiday e-cards on my Etsy shop. And if you follow me on the tick of the talk, you can also catch all of my favorite things from Amazon in my store right now. Be sure to follow me on IG at Camille.Essick. And with that being said, I hope everyone has a safe and blessed holiday and a safe and happy new year. Lord willing, I'm going to see you on the other side. This is your girl, your sister, your friend, your cousin, your niece, your soror, Camille Essick, the host of the Speaker Podcast, the podcast where innovators and creators connect. You guys be blessed. Bye.
Bye.
You need to be quiet.
For the love of Camille. This is gonna be so much fun, girl. This is gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm so excited about this.
I don't even know what to say to you right now.
I'm thinking about, so I'm gonna be like, hi, my name is Whitney. I've been knowing Camille since 2013, and we're on the road to find love for Camille. We don't need no busters. We don't need no thugs. We don't need no gangsters. You have to be anointed, love God, faithful, God fearing. I'm gonna have to write this thing out. This is gonna be good.
Roll the credits.